YouTube. Peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. Check on in. I know I'm making this video, and hopefully it will go through beautifully. So hopefully, I know I don't give any warning when I go live anymore. I just go live. So I'll wait until a few people check on in. It's beautiful, family. The energetic, hey Picasso, Mom. The waves are here. Hey, Leo. Hey, Caesar. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Hummingbird. Hey, Mona. Hey, Video Flies. Hey, Sagittarius. Hey, Miss Niece. Hey, Nikita. Hey, Greg. Hey, Tin. Hey, Queen Jewel. Hey, Zakia. Hey, Virgio. Naja Tico. I can't even read that fast. Monica. Indigo. Old Soul. Hey, what's up, peep? Check on in. The waves are here. Look at it. Look at the trees. It's beautiful. Peace, Carlos. I'm so excited to make this video. It's such a beautiful time to be on the planet. Come on in, check on in. You know, I don't have my music, so, you know, I feel a little off when I don't do my startup music. Anyway, for anyone who has music, who you do independently, come on and just tell me that you want to add. As long as it's positive and it's of higher frequency, I would love to add your music. They give me so many problems for adding other types of music, and you know I'm a music buff. So peace, everyone. So listen, family, the event is underway, and I had to make this video because I do want to kind of follow up. There's been a lot that's gone on, and it's been absolutely magnificent. If you don't know what the event is, we can kind of touch on it a little bit. I can actually make a video because there's so many people making videos now about it, so I can kind of comfortably make a video with the event in mind. So listen, family. I experienced what I know to be the event last week. It was on a Monday, like 8:30 to 9 in the morning. It was a full event. It was tangible. If you don't know, you can, thank you so much, Angel. You can kind of look into my other, I have some sunshine, so I'm getting some sun. I feel a little better. I was in a cold in New York, and I had experienced the event when I was in New York. Big up to the Bronx, because I was actually in the Bronx with my mate's family. So big up to my mate and his family. They're straight up Jamaican. They treated me well, and I had a good time, but I experienced the event. I did discuss it. It's on another video. You have to look for the other video. I don't want to give the name because obviously I did a bait and switch for that video to even get it up. The first one glitched out. So I'm going to give a post video on what has happened since the event. And I will tell you, family, it's absolutely wonderful. And as you see, a testament to how I feel and the energies and how happy the trees are. It is absolutely a masterful event. It has transformed many beings. It has raised consciousness. Even as I went through the event, I noticed you love Jamaica too. Hey Oz, I missed you. I had noticed even with the event, I had noticed afterwards, you know, during the event there were these beings that showed up before it actually rolled in, which was like a rainbow cloud. I kind of told you it's like translucent, but when it was coming in, there was these beings and they shapeshifted. It was like lower field frequency beings that showed up in different types of people. People could be lunar, they could be women, men, brown, and the last one that attempted to sidebar me was a brown female, and I just knew who they were, and I walked backwards. I think I discussed this. I walked backwards so I can get to my little people and have the event with them, as I am a mama bear. If you don't know, now you know. And I was able to do so, but as the wave, an energetic rainbow wave came in, it disintegrated these beings, and they kind of poofed and went into like a black ash that was seen all over the city, all in the skies, with this beautiful purple, lavender, kind of pinkish sky, along with that black ash as the wave kept moving after it kind of permeated everything through the walls, myself. Now listen, family, since then, on the day of the new moon, now I think the new moon was Saturday, if I'm correct, right? So Saturday, I had another event. Now this is odd because I have little to no memory. I just have a slight memory of it being over my head. And this time when it was there, I knew what it was, and I had zero fear. Zero. So this wave was actually, it was a cloud, a rainbow cloud that was over my head. In the next wave, of this event that happened to me on the new moon. Think it was the 17th. Please don't, can anyone find out? I think it was the 17th. It was on Saturday. I felt so amazing, so energetic, and I was having problems sleeping. Big up to the 1+3 and big up to Cypher. A lot of us couldn't sleep. Some of the homies, we were on the phone until like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was just, the energies were so intense, and we were all experiencing it in different ways. And I literally felt like I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep. Like, so excited. But I noticed something that was going out in the matrix. There was a rippling effect. How I was feeling so magnificent, wonderful, energized. Just, I was noticing as I observed others, they were experiencing a little bit of the opposition. And this is what I denote. I wanted to make this video to denote that there are beings here that are absolutely not of the light, like those beings that were approaching me previous to the event, that were kind of shape-shifting into different beings. And I noticed that anyone who was not holding the light well, meaning they're hostile, they're negative, they're still in victim mode, they're based in lies and deception, they're mad, they're hurt, they're fearful, I know for a fact they're experiencing the energies of the wave, but it's really making them hostile. And they're showing themselves. I thought that was so masterful, and it kind of detailed how the experiences were coming in for me, and how I saw those beings that were coming for me, in every form. You know, it didn't matter if they were brown or lunar or whatever, they were coming for me, and I walked backwards so I could just see them. They could not touch me until I walked backwards, but I noticed that all these beings that are really low field, they are hostile. You can see them now. Actually, the wave is actually bringing out their personalities, the true people, the true low field, demonic, archonic beings that they are. They're venomous. And I thought that was so interesting. And I'm also seeing sects of people that are setting, what do you call, like drawing, I can't say. Sometimes, you know, when I'm speaking to family too much, you know, I forget certain statements. You know, when there's like people are drawing lines in the sand, like people who were homies before are fighting online. And I'm noticing that the ones who are upholding the light are upholding the light even higher, and it's pissing off those who are dark field, those who are upholding the darkness, who are low vibrational, who are venomous, who are hurt, who are still not purging a lot of the fears, the abuses, maybe even the negative field behavior that they have, that they've not really have dealt with. It's actually exuding that. It's actually illuminating that. And I thought that was so wonderful. And I wanted to say that that's the best part of this wonderful wave, is that you're able to see clearly. The veil is lifting. And as I got the second wave on the new moon, and I personally think there was another one after that. I can't detail. The one after that, I'm not sure. I think I was kind of still like, you know, when something's happened, so you kind of preempt and think it's happened again. It may not be. I had another incident, but I don't think it was the wave. I think it was just my perception of maybe it coming again, because it came twice. The second time I didn't hold much of the consciousness of it, of the awareness of it. I knew it was there when I went on the other side, but I didn't really make a big deal about it. And because I had already taken the first wave beautifully and masterfully, and don't tell me it wasn't easy. The second one didn't seem like, so to me it felt like, okay, it's here, I know what's coming with it, and I'll deal with it. So for that reason, it was kind of cool. But I'm noticing the beauty and the wonderful aspects of this wave. So I wanted to just kind of touch base, and I want to take you out of fear consciousness, because as I told you before, and why the first video didn't go through, is that I told you that the event was something beautiful. It is masterful. It is absolutely incredible, but it is based on your own consciousness. And I'm noting that because as I feel this way, and some of my the others that I'm speaking to who seemingly have also experienced aspects of this event, this wave, this energetic rainbow wave, they too are seemingly having these wonderful shifts. Like, let's say, let me give you an example, because you know I always like to make everything basic for you. So I I noticed that, I'm going to speak about one of my sea stars. Big up to my sea star. I want to talk about her. You know, she always wanted to be a part of this wonderful crystal store. It's really, really wonderful. It's a lot of really popular people go there. It's so high energy. And she had wanted to be a part of this for years. I hope you don't get upset that I'm sharing this with everyone. So, you know, as soon as she experienced an aspect of the shift at this event, she got a call and she got hired, like out of the blue. And she's so wonderful. She is absolutely a light being. She is so patient. She's absolutely a wonderful person with a wonderful heart, of magnificent mother, a wonderful wife. And I felt like, wow, look at how this is manifesting. Look at how she this is something she desired, but she's experiencing, this is how the event occurs. When you're a light bearer, when you are experiencing the wave in a very high vibration, right, Queen Arena? Yeah, it was so beautiful, and she got this wonderful position and this masterful place that she's desired for so long, and it was so in placement of who she was. And I thought to myself, I think that's so phenomenal. With me, I just see that with myself, things have been masterfully manifesting. You know, everything's coming collectively together. Everything in my life, I'm noticing, and I'm grateful that I'm seeing things come through in such an illuminated way. I feel magnificent. I wish I was getting more sleep, but that might be a couple things too. So big up to the sea stars who like to stay up late with me in the late night hours. So, and again, I wanted to denote that it is showing up for a lot who are experiencing this beautiful wave, of energetic wave that is sweeping the planet. So you all, listen, I didn't really understand how it was that I experienced it at the beginning, and I didn't hear anything, but I'm seeing people getting the waves like intermittently, like different beings getting, big up Soma, 1+3, I'm seeing different people experiencing very differently, and I love the fact, hey, à toi la garde, bonjour, mon frère. Yeah, a lot of crying. There's been a lot of purging too. And you know what I noticed too? Like I said, with the online people, because remember, online is like a whole other world. You know, we experience things. Many of us online, we're friends with each other. We're kind of friends via the internet, so we interconnect with each other based on usually similar topics. We kind of like each other's videos, what have you. But what I noticed is that when there was a bit of a, and I will say that I observed, it seemed like fuss or dissension. But what I noticed is that it wasn't really that. It was that if you are a light being, you cannot hold the same space with those who are highly negative or abusive or misogynistic or aggressive or whatever that is still hampering them and holding them at a certain frequency that disallows them to be engaged with someone who is of higher, Luna said toxic, yeah, of higher frequency. And I've seen that play out. And at first you think to yourself, because remember, if you've been involved with toxic people or light-bearing people, whatever side you sit on, I don't judge you. It is your spiritual journey to experience what is necessary to reach a higher level of consciousness. But I noticed that as that wave came, totally, like if you were still hanging with the homies and you're not a drinker and you're not like a, you know, you don't do low field things like have, you know, sexual liaisons with tons of people, if you're not that type of person, but you're hanging with people who are engaged in those type of behaviors, this shift, this energetic wave totally snapped everybody out of that partnership. Like you could, all of a sudden, the same homies that were hanging out cannot hang out anymore. One is mad at the other, there's hostility on one side, and I noticed that, again, these lower field beings are highly hostile, so just be mindful. I think the first time I experienced the wave, the first time when I saw those dark beings coming and trying to infiltrate and get me before I went to my little ones, they were, all I had to do was keep my eye on them and walk backwards so that I was keeping an eye on them. They eventually dissipated with the energetic waves because they were unable to hold their life force or their non-life force in the wave, in the energies of something that was so high frequency. They dissipated and turned to ashes, and that's why their mental capacity is lowered. That's why the wave is making them show themselves. So let it show. Don't hold back. If you have friends that you holding on to that are not healthy for you, if you have a mate that's not healthy for you, if people are mistreating you and they're showing themselves, walk away. Step away from the darkness. That is the energies affecting them and showing who they truly are. Exuding the demonic field, showing it, expressing it, and allowing you to see who they always truly were, whether they were hiding it, whether they were keeping it under wraps, waiting in the winds, waiting for something, but it's actually showing up. And take that as an opportunity and be grateful that those beings that were never in alignment with you, that were never quite healthy, that they are choosing to show themselves so that you can make a proper choice in walking away without any negativity, with love. Because even if you have, if you're seeing someone express themselves negatively or they're doing things that are low field, it's not your right to judge them, because we've all been there before. Remember that. We've all been at points, I've been at a point where I was not all positive, or I didn't have positive moments. We've all been there. So you don't want to judge them, but you want to step away and enjoy the light. Enjoy the sunshine. You see the sunshine? Enjoy the sunshine, because that's how it feels right now. Be grateful that we are living. I am so excited that we're living in these times. I thought to myself, as a mother, and many of you know me. Oh, thank you, Kamika. Many of you know me already. I'm a mommy, and many of our sea stars and sun stars are having children or just had children. Big up to all our new mommies and mommies to be and daddies to be. It's a beautiful time to give birth to sun stars and sea stars right now. It is such a beautiful time to give birth to the ancients that are coming back online. So I say big up to everybody who enjoyed the fertility ritual that I helped to bring forth, to bring in masterful energetic beings that are actually from ancient times, that actually can reside here in a new cycle on a new earth. So I'm excited. So for anything, I want to just say, I just wanted to make a positive video regarding this, and also tell you, you might be pregnant, Kay. Well, good. Congratulations to you, Kay. If you are, congratulations. And like I said, it's a beautiful time to bring the babies back on Mother Tiamat. She is the masterful mother. She is the most protective mother. She is the most nurturing. Kiara, you're pregnant too. Congratulations to you too. Look at all the beautiful sea stars that are having beautiful, who are already in that energetic field of love and bringing forth life. I love it. Let's see what the question. I feel like we are in the movie The Surrogates. Real energy beings. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a beautiful time, and because I had a lot of people questioning me. I have not really talked much since the event, and I'm going to be on a show on, I think, another radio show on Friday. I don't want to botch the name up, so I'll make the announcement of that. But I wanted to really talk about it in a way that is truthful, but also brings a positive spin, because I think, again, the energies will affect the being as whoever they are. So if you are someone who's lighthearted, animal lover, you're pretty much a vegan veggie, you love the animals, you really are a steward of Mother Earth, you will experience the energetic wave totally different to someone who maybe is more materialistic, again, fear-based, competitive, maybe in loathing in self, lack self-worth, lack self-awareness. It's totally different how the energy affects. It will be individually unique to everyone who experiences it. And again, I had the first wave last Monday. I was in New York City in the boogie down Bronx, thanks to my mate. Big up to him and his family. I was in shock. I'm sorry. I was in shock. I really didn't know that it was actually occurring, but when it did, I was like, oh my gosh, it was real. And Rudolph the Germany actually assisted, and I've detailed that already. And I think some people had issues with that, but I'm thinking, why would anyone take issue of someone giving someone like myself a warning, a heads up? Just like I'm giving you like I gave you the heads up. Why would that bother anyone to give someone a heads up? So, no, I'm back on. The stream is back. I know. It's actually, the stream is that way because it's really windy. If you notice, look at the trees. It's windy. And also, I wanted to ask a question because I think I'm going to do Thursday show. I promise I'll do Thursday shows. The last week I was just tired. I had been traveling. The wave happened. I was too excited. I was tired. So I'm sorry for anyone who was waiting for Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate. I did not do the show last Thursday. So if you think you missed it, you didn't. I'll do it this Thursday. But what I wanted to say, I wanted to ask a question. Is anyone getting, I noticed a lot of black crows. Is anyone getting a lot of black crows around? I wanted to ask that question. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. A group of women that shapeshift into black birds. And I noticed they're everywhere. I traveled, so I noticed there's like a group of them, and they're loud in the morning. And then I greet them. I say hello because I feel like it's connected to the sisterhood. And I talk to them, and I figured they're, obviously, I know that they're protecting. Right now, one's flying over there. They're protecting me. But I wanted to know, is anyone else seeing the crows, the black crows? In Florida, we have also these beautiful, beautiful black birds that have like a beautiful, like bluish or purplish tinge to them. But is anyone else seeing these beautiful black birds, these crows coming around? I just was curious to see. There's a shadow. I'm sorry. The sun is like, let me go over here. There we go. Let me move this over. I don't want to fall in. So I don't see your comments. Really? Classic. I brought up the blackbirds. Anytime I bring a topic that is something that is not, I can't see your comments now. So if you're commenting, I really don't see it. Hold on. Okay. I don't see your comment. Oh, this is, hopefully I get to see your comments. I'm sorry if I don't see your comments. They were there. You know, anyway, so listen, everyone. I can't see your comments if they're there. I don't see them, but I can still talk. The wave, the energetic event, the rainbow event has happened. It is occurring, and it's coming in intervals. That's how I see it. Because, again, I thought it was just going to be one wave. It comes, and it does everything. No. It has come, and there's intervals of it, because again, I had the first event that I had a full-blown event on Monday of last week when I was in New York City, and then I came back to Florida Saturday during the new moon. I had another aspect of the event, but it was very slight, and it's not that it was a major, but I couldn't remember it. I did not hold the field of memory. I remember seeing it and saying to myself, I'm okay with the energies. I had a confidence and a more relaxed disposition this time. Even with Rudolph giving me a heads up last time, this time, because it already affected me on a cellular basis, I felt a sense of attachment to it. And also, I will state that ever since I had this event, I feel connected to the wave, as if I'm tethered to it somehow, because it's already changed my cellular molecular structure. It's touched it. It's restructured my molecular structure, and I feel connected to the wave. Like I can feel it. I can feel when it's moving. I can feel when it's, and I actually can see when it's actually affected someone else. Now that's a new part of this. So that's what I'm saying. It's coming in intervals, and I noticed that since I had the first part of the event, the major part of what I know to be the major part of the event, at least for myself as a first responder, I am now attached to the energetic field that comes with it. So now when someone's touched by the waves, I can automatically sense it. It's like I just telepathically have a connection to them based on how they were affected, because now that wave has touched them, changed their molecular structure, and I have a connection to them. So you see how it's kind of uniting us as well? And I love that, because it's kind of putting us in that unity, it's kind of forcing that unity consciousness. So if you're commenting, I can't see it. I just wanted to make this wonderful video. I'm so grateful that this has happened. And again, first of all, before I saw a video added to my cipher, I didn't even know that this was something that was occurring. I listened to a lot of different intel videos, wonderful videos on many different people who talk about different aspects of metaphysics. I love it. You know, YouTube is thebomb.com. As much as we criticize certain aspects of YouTube, I do have to give great gratitude and respect to YouTube for having this platform that we can have free form conversations for as long as we can, for at least for now, right? But when I heard about this wave or this event, I really didn't think much of it until it occurred to me. And then when it happened, that's when I knew it was real. But when it happened, I just assumed everybody was going to have it at the same time. It's not true. And also it affects people in different ways. Like I said, initially, if you're just stepping into this video, I can't comment because I can't see your comments. I don't know why. But for those who are expressing the light, meaning that they're just, and you're not perfect, because remember, FleurBrun is not perfect. I already tell you, if you put me on a pedestal, I will fail you every time. I am in no way perfect, but one thing that I can say that I am is I'm very nurturing. I am a mama bear to all and many. I really take pride in being a steward, a proper steward, a healthy steward to Mother Tiamat, Mother Earth. I make sure I extend myself to women's groups, children groups, to the animals. I donate my time. I donate my energy to those who uplift others' lives in a way that I feel is masterful and helpful, in a way that I would have loved for others. And I have a wonderful mom, a matrix mom. Big up to my matrix mom. I have a wonderful mother and father who did such a great job raising a quirky little girl who was an island girl by nature here in the United States of America, and they did such a great job. I appreciate them so much now. You know, when people give big ups to the other ancestors that are not connected to them, I give a big up to my mother and father, and my grandmother who's 101, my mama who's still living. I give gratitude to them because I tell you, I've really overcome a lot of things that were hindrances, and I've talked about being with a with a general, with a Nazi for many years, and I told you I hit bottom, and it was to the point where I loved my baby so much that I had to rise like the phoenix out of the ashes in order to come to a new level of understanding and self-awareness. And I'm so grateful that I had that upbringing, because it allowed me to express love and also to take in love and accept it properly. Even if others did not mistreated me or others were critical of me, I always had that, and I'm grateful to my mom and dad. And my dad's passed away, so rest in peace, Daddy. He's still with me, but my mother is still existing, and she's been very supportive, so big ups to them. I always give big ups and gratitude to my own ancestors first. First people first come is the ones who brought you into life. Regardless of how you think of them or not, if they gave you into life and they brought you into life and you're expressing yourself in a masterful, beautiful way, show gratitude to your own first. So family, I don't see any comments. You know, sometimes it works out. I know you're all on there because I see you on there. The event is thebomb.com. If you are of the light. Now, if you are feeling mad at people and you are saying nasty things and you have a potty mouth and you are feeling hostile, then that is a testament to your consciousness and who you truly are in your core. But for all the rest of us, who's mostly, I say mostly, I don't say all, because you know, I have some insidious moments, but for the most part, those of us who are trying and have really put in the spiritual work and really helped uplift not only ourselves first, our children, our families, and then our outer world, our outer cipher, big up to y'all. Because if you're having wonderful moments right now where you're seeing manifestation of beautiful things coming into your life, that's a testament to your soul group, to your energetic fields being higher consciousness. You should start to see things that are positive. And if you are starting to see and feel a necessity to purge people that don't serve your highest and greatest good, let them go with love, without judgment. Because again, we've all been there at one point. I've not always had, you know, when I have to say things to people, sometimes, especially when they mess with me, I sometimes the things that come out of my mouth may not be the most uplifting things, but it all comes from a space of love. But again, I'm a woman who's seasoned and I'm a woman of a certain age. So I've lived on this planet enough time and gained enough wisdom to realize that everything outside of myself is an aspect of self. It really is. And I manifest my own reality. And if I inside am illuminating light and positivity, then everything outside of me, look at that, everything outside of me will exude that beautiful world. And I've had to learn that. Again, I talk to you from a space of being highly abused, dealing with a Nazi, hostility all day, and it was necessity. Look at that wind. Say hi, trees. Say hi. Look at them, they're waving at you. I love my trees. They're so beautiful. Hi. They're so happy because they're not going to, right now with the new energies, we're going to make sure we protect all our trees. We're going to plant more trees And I'm so looking forward to our event July 14th, because we're getting together July 14th in Orlando, and then hopefully we'll be able to make our exodus to Brazil, which is wonderful. And we'll make sure when we go to Brazil, someone was asking why Brazil. Brazil is just a place that I desire to go, and that's one of the places where I think is beautiful for the fruit, the soil, the people are magnificent. I really admire the space. Also, the energetic field is absolutely bomb.com, and I hope to uphold a wonderful space in order to keep the rainforest intact. My goal is to protect every tree matters. How they'll say lives matter, trees matter. I make sure that I want to uphold and protect the rainforest and the Amazon, and I'll make sure when we go there that we are absolutely going to live at our highest state of being, also cohesive to nature, because that's what we do, and also have a wonderful, magnificent time. And remember, it is a community that I'm beginning with children, with elders, so it is a very family friendly space, as I am a mom, and I come from I'm grateful that I come from such a beautiful family, and I plan to include the elders and children. So for anyone who thought you're going to go to Brazil and drop it like it's hot, not where I'm going. It's family oriented, and that's just my field. I'm very family oriented in that way, and I want to make sure that the babies, all these little children, have somewhere to grow up with a healthy sense of self-esteem and a healthy purpose, and with the potential to be in their greatness like we anticipate in this new cycle, along with having elders who can share gems all day. So I enjoyed, even with my mate's father, who's from Kingston, Jamaica. Big up to my my father-in-law to be. He's a wonderful man, and just listening to the elder talk about, because he's a man of a certain age. I think his father's in his 80s. Hearing a man, he's raised in Kingston, Jamaica. He just recently moved to the States, and hear him talk about Jamaica previously, and talk about everything that he's gone through, and talk and speak in the realm of full circle. It's beautiful, and I think we throw away our elders, and for that reason I think it's so important for us to include them in everything that we do. I mean, the society throws them away, and I think that's tragic. And with this new energetic wave, I know that it's going to incorporate a healthy balance, a healthy cohesion between the older, the more seasoned, and the newer souls, which actually is an inversion, because the newer souls are actually older in, as far as soul age, and the elders are usually younger. So it's interesting. But in Earth time and in wisdom gained on Earth in this avatar, they have so many gems to share. So anyway, family, I can't even see the comments. What happened to my comments? Oh, there are the comments. Oh, you came back. There we go. Okay, so let me see if I can read some. Let's see. Please discuss narcissists and the spiritual journey of the empath. Narcissists are their own entity, and narcissism is not just linked to only people who are narcissists. We all have narcissistic aspects of ourselves. Narcissism plays out in everybody. So I don't want to just pinpoint one person and say that's a narcissist. There are people who uphold narcissism to the heightened level, but for the most part, narcissism plays out in different people, and narcissism comes from lack, from a feeling of lack. So they perpetually want to make themselves seem bigger than life. It's like fake it till you make it. They'll fake a persona. They'll fake themselves on the outside in order to have the world see them in a way that they deem gives them clout. You know what I mean? Gives them some sort of control, or makes them look good, so they're treated in a way that they desire. And it usually puts them in a placement where they're above people. Okay? It's an illusion. But I don't want to place all things on narcissists, because there are many different people who are regular people who have narcissistic moments occasionally. Okay? It's different than a sociopath. Sociopath is usually linked to an individual full blown, and then they express that continuously, mostly through their lives. And sometimes it comes from trauma, or as I deem, some people come in with a lack of a soul. I call them empty seaters, and they're sociopathic based on the fact that they can't pull from the Akashic records. They can't pull from source. So they have no frame of reference, so they just do what they do without a connection to humans in a very higher field way. Do you know what I mean? So just, don't judge because like I said, everyone's showing their bums right now. Everyone's showing themselves. Look at and see who is having the most venom right now. Look and see the people who are showing non-compassion or being unhealthy or judgmental or cursing people out or doing highly seedy sexual things, overtly. Look at who those are. Those are people who are having trouble with the energies, and it's expressing and it's illuminating more of who they truly are. Okay? And you want to just observe it and keep it moving. Okay? Because I've seen it, I've observed it, and I keep it moving, because in my space, in this beautiful wave, in this event that I've experienced, everything that I'm grateful that what I am seeing showing up is absolutely beautiful, and everything is showing up even more masterful in my circle. So that is what that's what I will focus on, is the beauty in the event. I will focus on the wonderful things. I want you to share the wonderful things that are happening to you. And someone asked about the children earlier in Cypher. Let me answer this question. How the children view the event and how they undergo it also has to do with their level of soul, like their soul level. Okay, so there is a misnomer that every child here is a starseed. That is not true. I wish it was, because if they were all starseeds, then this shift would happen and we'd be in nirvana. So there are children here that are here also as newer souls here, or newer spirits who haven't sparked a soul yet, who are here to experience things, to help to transcend them and teach them to gain a soul or spiritual things that will help them later as they go through incarnation. Not everybody's here for ascension. Okay, so children will experience it based on their soul group and their soul frequency. Okay, so some children, and also the energies are angsting some children, because remember, they can't really express things like we can. So I noticed that some of the children are really, really hyper right now. They can't sleep because we're getting the energies, and imagine how it's affecting us as people who are more seasoned, right? So let's just imagine we can't sleep. We're up all night. We're feeling anxiety a little bit, or you're feeling like the energies are a little overwhelming. Then the children, in their own expression, may be a little more hyper or agitated. And don't take that as low field. It doesn't mean that. This just means that's how their energies are affecting them. They don't really have a translation for what that is. So if you are someone of a certain frequency, or you have a self-awareness, or you can verbally speak to children in a way that kind of brings it to a level that they can understand, tell them. Say, energies on Mother Earth are changing. It's beautiful. She's transforming. She's growing, and she's. You can say if you're religious, you could say she's gaining her wings, and because of that, you can feel the waves. You can feel the wings flapping, and it's affecting how you feel. So if you feel fluttered, that's Mother Earth waving her wings. You can say it in a way. Be imaginative. Children are very receptive. Say it in such a beautiful way that they can kind of transfer that energy and understand it, so that they have a level of understanding of what that is they're feeling, because they may just think they're going, they're just antsy, and it's not really that. It's just that their cells are transforming. And remember, most of the children are already geared. They're already physiologically and biologically ready and able to take in the energies, because that's how they came in. Okay, so just however you want to decide how to do it is great. Some of the teachers, if you can share with some of your groups, the energies, how to express it to children, how to kind of translate what's going on to them, so that they're not afraid, or they can kind of take it in a way that's a little more conducive, then by all means. Okay, that's what I did. My mother was a teacher for so many years, and that I taught. So I love that. Let's see. I have compassion, but also destruction in me too. Yes, we have both. Remember, I told you, I am both love and I am for war. And depending on what angle you see me at, it will show up in either way. So yes, we have all aspects of self. If you're balanced, you will be somewhere in between, and you will only act in war if war is brought to you, if it's necessary. And you should act in love if love is something that you're encountering. So you should be somewhere in the middle somehow, okay? But the tiredness, yes, sunshine, the sleep, love and war, baby, right, Oz? The sleepiness and the tiredness, but not being able to sleep, that's part of the event. I'm telling you, I've never felt it before, and after the event, it's up a level. Like, we could not sleep the other night. Like, literally, we're walking around.
we're walking around. A lot of the sea stars were on the phone, we're talking, and none of us could really sleep because we're so amped, but we're tired. So it's like the energy is really amping everything up. Okay, so don't be afraid. Just make sure you're really handling yourself. What I did is made sure I'm really alkalined, because the energies will kind of rejudge your body, recalibrate your body. So I would suggest making sure you drink alkaline water. Make sure water matters. Okay, talk to your water. Say, I love you, water. You know, molecular structure of water changes when you transmit positive energy or negative, you know, what have you. Also make sure that you're talking to your food, you know, tell the food, you know, I'm grateful for the life, especially if you're still engaged in meat or flesh eating. I'm grateful for the life that you've given to be able to nurture myself and my family. You know, make sure you transmute your food as well. I would suggest you do more green smoothies like I did today. If you notice, my skin looks a little, well, it's the sunshine too, but, you know, make sure my skin is feeling better with the sunshine and the additive of alkaline water, hyper alkaline. Normally I don't do too many alkaline things because I don't want to go too much over pH, but because the energies are so strong, I want to make sure I'm more alkaline, less acidic, and add a little green smoothie in there. Like, and for the little people, you know, I'm a mommy. You've seen some of my recipes on my page. You know, I'm a Nazi when it comes to certain, you know, things for the little ones. You can also do the green smoothies, which is like a little bit of kale, frozen pineapples, frozen mangoes, a little bit of ginger, which is great for your tummy, especially if the little ones have antsy tummies or nervousness, and also like a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice. I always love key limes. So do that as well if you, for yourself and your little ones. It's a fun smoothie. It's yummy. If you want to freeze the kale too, it makes it like a smooth, icy kind of smoothie. It's so it's sweet because the pineapple makes it sweet, and you can also add in a little bit of maple grade B. Oh, they don't make grade B anymore. The higher end maple syrup to the lemon lime juice when you add it. So if you need a little bit more sweet rather than all that bitter. Okay? No whiskey with it. Someone said whiskey. Hot flashes, yeah. You may be getting, your body's reacting to the waves. I want you to stay really, really positive and make sure you're interacting with those who are in your same level. If you don't have people that are positive, you have them in low. If they're still posting negative fear-based videos, if they're talking about nasty about people on their videos, avoid them, because they're obviously getting the energy in a different way that could infect you. Stay clear of that. Stay in positivity. Look at positive movies. Look at comedies, love stories. Stay close to those who are similar in your frequency or above. If you don't have them around, then stay more isolated until these waves kind of make their way through. Okay? You have a black crow. Who's this? Oh, Mari Ra. You have a black crow. The crows are all over. That's what I'm saying. The sisterhood is coming online. I just wanted to note who's seeing the black crows. Back rash. The rashes are coming from the energetic fields. And also we have to be careful, because we also know that there are other beings here who are pumping in low elf waves. That's what all these school shootings and these bombs are. Stay away from the news. Only watch the news as it affects you personally for your own safety. If you can avoid watching it, don't. Those are all false flags. Not saying that they're not true. They're false flags in order to lower your field of consciousness. If people are talking about you, you know, the homies talking about you, avoid people who are in negative mode. They are all distractors. And like I said in my first part of the event, there were a lot of beings showing up to me. And the last one was a brown female coming at me when I was going to go with my babies. And they did that purposefully, because not everything is you. So because she's a brown female and you think that you're a brown female, if she's not expressing the light in a holistic, healthy way, then she is not of the light. So that's a testament that don't worry about what people look like. It's what frequency they have. Okay? The crows are communicating with you? Yes, Ashun. They're everywhere. I noticed they're everywhere. It's beautiful though. But also crows come with crafts, with UFOs. So I noticed that there's a lot of storms with hail. Big up to Keisha. We were on the phone the other day. She was in Atlanta and you guys had a hailstorm, and then we had one here in Florida. That's also a denotion of crafts above head. They're usually crafts of head, and what we denote a lot of times with crafts, you'll get a lot of bird activity. Okay? And also you will get bird activity, and you will get hailstorms. Okay, that comes along with also crafts, big, huge motherships, which I know are hovering all over. Remember I said in North California, there was like a fleet of crafts? I know that they're all over. But the bigger crafts bring environmental changes, like hail. Birds are really attracted to the magnetic energy that comes from these crafts. So if you're seeing a lot of wind, like especially we had that yesterday, and tornado watches, be mindful that might be, I'm not saying it is, it could be, but be mindful that actually might be code for big motherships coming, and they change the weather based on how close they are to the ground. Okay, I know it's snowing in New York, so I'm trying to bring some sunshine. I want to send some energetic sunshine to all our family and friends that are out there in the cooler areas. I'm sending sunshine. And remember, this is the temperature. Listen, family, this is the temperature that our planet will be. Our planet is supposed to be warm right now. All of these temperatures, these lower temperatures, I told you, the draconians and the HARP system, they're pumping that because they can only live in the cooler temperatures. The planet itself, Mother Tiamat, is all tropical. She was like that in the ancient days. The cycle that we're going into, she would be tropical all over again. That's why when you're in certain areas and you get one day that's 60 degrees and another day, and then all these days that are 30, the 60 degrees is really your real temperature. Then they pump up the HARP, which is not really HARP, it has another name. They pump up the HARP so that you get the cooler temperatures and snow. Okay, and if the snow is not real, many of you know you can't even melt the snow. It's not real. So they have a huge snow maker. Okay? So just keep positive. And I would even say, listen, for those who are my vision board, that's the old schoolers. A lot of us who are from the old school, we used to do vision boards. I would suggest if you want to change the temperature, many of you have the capability right now because your abilities are coming. Oh, another C-star. Big up to Van. Oh, I was going to say your name. I'm not going to say your name. Big up to V, who's part of my group. She's also coming online. Many of you are coming online right now, if you know what I mean. So do note that you are changing, and with some of these abilities coming online, your molecular structure also changes, meaning your eyesight may change. You may start hearing more ringing in the ear, rashes on the skin. You will notice that you can hear everything, you can see everything, you can smell everything, or you might be really sensitive to energies. Those are some of your abilities coming online. So just be mindful of that as well, because with this wave, and I already told you, the abilities, the X-Men were coming back. Let me stop. I don't want to preempt it because they're still Men in Black are still watching, so we can't get too happy too quick. I'm just letting you know you're coming back online. So be mindful to make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're drinking properly, good healthy liquids. Make sure you're avoiding those who are not expressing the light in the most. And if you are having dark moments, mute them or transcend them or purge them. Okay, if you're feeling negative and negative thoughts are coming in, purge them. Deal with it and don't ignore it. If you're having negative thoughts, deal with it. Where is it coming from? What do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way about this person? Be self-aware, because self-awareness is where that you will allow you to transmute that negative feeling, that negative frequency. Transmute it. Thank you. Money Glow. Thank you. The C-Star Art Group, it will be opening. Cypher will be opening. And obviously after the spring equinox. So big up to those who celebrated the spring equinox, which was yesterday. Happy spring equinox. We'll be allowing, but there will be invitation. So I have my admins who will take care of the invitations for those coming on. The group is growing, and also it's changing, it's transforming. I want to make sure that we have beings that are matching the frequency to come on. Okay, and because I want to make sure that those who are there are safe and having cohesive times with the newer people who are coming on. So I want to make sure the frequencies match. Okay, I'm not there to have a whole bunch of people on. I want people that can share and have positive experiences on Cypher. And remember, it's many different personalities, many different species of beings on Cypher, many different complexions on Cypher, many different energetic fields on Cypher. So because of that, we want to make sure it's cohesive. So if anybody's interested in that, we some of the men may even contact you yourself based on the fact that if you're on here and they can feel they're very psychic. So we'll do that. What else is going on? I'm so excited. This event is, listen, family, this is coming from a person who didn't think this was going to happen. This is what's so interesting. That's why I'm saying you can never peg it. I'm all about enlightenment. Yes, I'm not into the whole kumbaya, meditation thing. I did that for many years, especially previous to me having my babies. I was big into Kundalini, yoga, meditating. I did that previously. And then when I transmuted, it was unnecessary for me to utilize those tools because I had gained the resources from what was necessary for whatever you were meant to gain from those activities. But what I found is this event has made me appreciate the vibration of those who personally, regularly always engage in it. I feel differently about those who meditate a lot now, just differently. I feel differently. Because they're always connecting to their higher self, I feel connected to them for somehow. It's very different, very different. So keep in the light. And like I said, I don't want to make it seem all kumbaya. When the first time I had experienced the event, I told you, if I didn't get the warning from Rudolph of Germany, big up to Rudolph of Germany, the tall white, if I didn't get that from him, I probably would have been anxiety ridden. And I don't know that I would have had the same experience of being calm when it came through me, because it permeates every cell in your body. You feel it. And like I said, it was likened to pre-surgery. If you've ever gotten pre-surgery, thank you, Raz. What is it? Anesthesia. Sometimes my mind. Anesthesia. It's that preamps before you go to sleep. It's like the feeling of the medicine going in. It's that feeling. That's how it feels when it hits your cells. And it's every cell. So it hits your head, your eyes. You can feel every aspect of your body. It's amazing. But I tell you, it was nothing easy, but I was able to handle it because I had the heads up, like I'm giving you. I was able to handle it. And personally, I'm going to give you a theory I have, and it's not true. I don't know that it's true. I'll tell you when I vested something out, but it's what I think. This is what I personally have a feeling. And I don't want to make a whole video on what this feeling is. I personally feel, let me say feel, because I didn't vest it out. I always give you proof and a pudding. I can't prove this yet. I personally feel the wind is blowing, that why everyone hasn't experienced the wave is because I personally think it only happens to the ones who are in the 144,000 who are here for the ascension, ascension process. This is my opinion. If you have another opinion, please share with me. I never stick to anything. I can always hear different opinions that are adverse. I personally think that those who actually are going to experience the event in this heightened way are those who are part of the 144,000. I personally have told you before, I don't think there's any more beings on this planet. I think the majority of beings are here are empty seeders and encapsulated empty empty bodies, like props. Like, when the scene comes up, any of you were in a play before and you have to change scenery so you get new props on the stage. So there's new props on the stage and you may be interacting with them, but they're not real, right? They're just there to fill the scenery, right? They're just there to feel. Yeah, GMOs. I personally, this is my opinion, and I think Dr. Double Blair, I'm not sure, and I don't want to say, I don't know if he said this as well, but I only personally think there's only 144,000 souls on this planet. And that's why this event is not happening to everyone. I think people may not even know they don't have a soul. And you're not supposed to. Some people have spirits and haven't sparked a soul, like Pinocchio. I'm a mom, so I always linking things to stories that I read to my little people. Like Pinocchio. Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy, right? So all he had to do was go to school, right? His papa made him out of wood. And all he had to do was go to school and be a good boy. And he would become real, right? So Pinocchio, not being connected to source or to the Akashic records, could not do the right thing. So he kept getting himself in trouble. He kept hanging out with people that were lower vibrational. His nose kept growing as a detail that he was not learning he wasn't engaged in a way that was filled from a higher source. And then eventually, through his pain and through his lessons, he had to become a service to others, not service to self. Remember, he was selfish. When he became service to others, he gained a soul family. Okay? So because of that, there's not everybody here with a soul. Not everybody here. This is my opinion. And I only state what I think I know. There's only 144 souls here. That's why the event will only happen to those that I know to have souls. The others who are of the dark. Now, the spirits are not going to have negative necessarily. No, I don't agree that they're going to have negative. But the dark ones, the empty ones, the negative ones who are service to self, who are self-serving, who are abusive, who hurt and harm others, they are the ones that I saw in the event that poof, when that energy hits them. Those are the ones that are going stark mad right now. Look at people's videos. Look and see who's not expressing the light. Look at the angry people saying nasty things. That is a detail of their consciousness. Watch them, and that is what you can observe is someone who is experiencing the lower effects of the event. Because the energetic waves are driving them stark mad. It's making them paranoid. It's making them hateful. It's making them expose their non-soul or the GMO status. That's my opinion. That's all I'm saying. No judgment here. That's my opinion. Okay, so that's all I think. So, you know, not everything that glitters is gold. That's what my mother taught me. Not everything glitters is gold. Yeah, but ignore, please. I'm not saying you to ignore bad things. I want you to be vigilant and mindful, but everything that's going out in the world, that is what I saw in the event. All the negative things are blowing up. And they're also trying to distract you. Stay clear of the distraction. Stay clear of the distraction. That's what that is for. They're trying to distract you. They want you to hold on to the load. They want you to be in fear. They want you to be in loathing. They want you to be in sadness. That's what I'm saying, sea stars. If you're around people right now that make you feel lesser, walk away. You're good. You're good on your own. You were always good on your own. You never required anything outside of yourself. If you have wonderful, supportive sea stars and sun stars and aunties and uncles and mommies and daddies who are supportive, by all means, I love it. I want that for you. But if it's not like that, it's usually one black sheep in a family. And listen to what they call them, a black sheep. Isn't that disrespectful? Because black means devoid of light. And it's 13 lack. Look how disrespectful. It's usually one in the family. You know why it is? Because that's the one who heals the bloodline. That one being will heal a whole bloodline. So you, my friends, my family, my sea stars, my sun stars, my star seeds, if you ever felt like you were that quote unquote black sheep, you are the ones who are meant to heal the family bloodline. You don't need everybody in the family to be awake and aware. I told you, my mother's a matrix mom, but she's supportive of me. She loves me and I'm grateful for it. But I'm just saying, it's only one who can heal a whole bloodline. So you take that stance, and you don't need justification from anyone else. You don't necessarily need someone to rah cheer for you. You cheer for yourself. And it doesn't matter if someone says something that's not true. You don't have to address it. It only speaks to who they are in their soul or their lack of soul. Okay? Oh, what did you say? Okay, other night, my lemon tree illuminated in beautiful white light and that's beautiful sunshine. See, there's something that might be a craft, or that might be just that energy coming in. It could be the illumination of the event. Remember, the event is an energetic field. We don't know how it transmutes into so many different colors. So absolutely, that could be exactly what you saw. Yeah, so if you were considered the black sheep, and let me give a big up to those who were considered the black sheep of the family, myself included. I was teased as a child. I want to let you know, because many of you sit here and think that FleurBrun is just sitting here by a pool chilling. No, I've already expressed my life. I was mistreated by others. I didn't speak English well. I had a very strong accent. I was teased by peers that look like me. Listen to me. Why am I all based in unity? Is my peers looked like me and they treated me cruelly. And it took me to start to love myself and to start becoming more independent in my own thought forms, and my mom and dad telling me that I was special and I was beautiful, for me to uphold myself and to not care as much about how they felt about me. And it was others who looked differently than me, who maybe didn't speak the same language, who treated me well. That is why FleurBrun is all about unity consciousness, because I remember a time when there were little brown girls that looked like me who mistreated me. But I know many beautiful brown, melanin, dominant, carbon, Moorish girls now, women, female, that treat me beautifully. And I honor them. Because I remember a time when I felt a certain way about myself. And now they express beauty and admiration and love and respect for me now. And my lunars, who at a time when I was younger, when I looked different and my hair was crazy, they treated me beautifully, and I was different, and I didn't speak the same language. So that's why I'm all about, people always ask, why are you about, because I was accepted as someone different. I was loved as someone different. I was treated well. And because of that, I extend that now. I treat people how I want to be treated. So when I look at someone who looks different than me, it matters not. It matters what they are, how they. I love their frequency. If they match me, I'm an advocate of giving people chances to express themselves and to show themselves. That's what it is. Yes, I'm just saying. So when everyone talks about, people, I've experienced both. I've experienced everything. So I can love and honor people who speak different languages because I spoke a different language. I can honor people who have different complexions because I was honored by people with different complexions. That's why our sea stars and sun stars come from every country, every continent, every language, every nationality, and every religion. You know why? Because there's something inside of me that accepts that, and it shows out in the world, and they accept it as well. I appreciate it, and that I honor, and I will always accept that. Did I visit you? Who's this? Did I visit you in a dream? I'm coming to many people's dreams. And if I come to you positively and loving as a mother and as a protector, that's me. If it's some other being that's coming to you doing all kinds of garbage and dirt, it's not me. My personality is I'm a mama bear. That's what I am. Intrinsically, that is my first step. I come from that. That's who I am. So if I come to you in love and light, that is me. Anything other than that, it could be shapeshifters, and it could be other beings that are non-associated with me. So yes, many people say I come to them in dreams. And again, if other beings are coming doing negative, that is not, unless you're doing some dirt. Now, if you're doing dirt to me and you've done dishonorable things and you're saying negative things, then by all means, how I come to you is how you came to me. Remember, I represent love and war. So if you come to me loving, my loves, I will always express love to you. But if you come bringing war, you know I'm about that life. So if you bring war, that's how I will come to you. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. I have all these corny old school rap versions. You know what I'm saying? hold on. So anyway, family, I'll talk to you all day. I'm really feeling this event. Big up to the event. My gosh, is this what we needed? This is all the work that we did to come to this point. I'm so grateful. All this time I thought it was in vain. All this time we were thinking, money earned in Mount Vernon, how Oshun? You know about that? All this time, you work, you've been doing well, you've been trying to hold your tongue, you've been clearing your yoni space, that's for our females, you've been abstaining yourself from sexual behavior, because remember, even I told you, I wasn't having sex for years, I was home, I was with my babies, I finished my meditation stage, I was home, I was juicing all the time with the babies, I was in self-preservation, self-love, rejuvenation. I went through that stage, and at the time I was like, it became lonely, and that's when I extended myself to all of you. When I felt like there was no one, I was alone, that's when I came out on YouTube. That's when I did it. But before then, I was home solitary with the babies, just being a mommy, and that's what I did, and I loved it, and I'll do it again. But I was okay doing it, and that was a matter of healing too, because again, I was, and I tell you all the time, I was with somebody for many, many, many years. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I had to do a level of healing, and I had to go within to find aspects of myself that needed to be healed, and I did the work, and I'm so grateful now that it's showing up and that we get to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because because I think for some of you, and I speak for me, it felt like sometimes it was in vain. Like, it was beautiful. I had created my own little bubble. I enjoyed life. I do. You already know I'm Creole. I love enjoying life. That's what I do. I eat mangoes. I love being in the hammock. I love enjoying company. I like dancing. I like chatting it up. I'm a real island spirit. But at the same point, you're working. You want everything around you to illuminate. And I saw struggle. And now at this point in stage when an event happens and you actually see it manifest, it is thebomb.com. I am so grateful. And I'm grateful that every one of you, and I know that many of you on here are part of the 144, and if not every one of you, because for you to really resonate with me, and you know I seem a little quirky to most. Oh, I'm a weirdo and I'm a nerd. You already know, to most. You know, for you to resonate with me is a testament to the frequency that matches with me. And it's the same as those little girls who look different than me, who thought I was quirky, but they still liked me. Do you know what I mean? Or because I spoke another language and I couldn't pronounce my R's, like train, and they still wanted to be my friend. And they still wanted to come to my house and play, even though my daddy had a strong accent. You know what I mean? Because you rock with me like that, I respect you all day. So that's why I know it's a testament, because if I had the experience, I know that you're going to have the experience. If not, you're having it now. And just be mindful, watch the skies, watch the environment, pay attention to rainbows, because the rainbow doesn't just show up outside, it'll start showing up on your phone. Someone was saying they were getting, the day that I said I experienced the event, they were seeing rainbows on Google. I didn't know that. Like, Google has a theme. It was rainbows on Google on Monday. There was rainbows showing up. So it's interesting. Yeah, you too? You saw a rainbow? My little one said she saw a rainbow too. There's rainbows everywhere. So it may not be outer. Sometimes you'll manifest it in ways where you see the rainbow on icons and stuff like that. It's not necessary. I saw it in that way because that's how I experienced the event, but it may show up in other ways. So don't feel like it's limited to my experience. Remember, it's unique to you, how you would take it in, how you'll be able to absorb it. And take that energy in and let it transmute you. It will get rid of all that is not serving. I told you, when I saw those beings coming to me, they tried to show brown women that were adverse to me, and it was right, because as soon as I went through the event, all those that were not aligned with me showed up and they were dispersed. They were purged, and that was necessary. So allow for that. All right, family, you see that beautiful, the sun's setting. I'm gonna go make my family some dinner. I love talking to you. So again, if you're going to experience the event, I want to tell you what it really is. And I'm not saying it's going to make you feel perfect, but it's going to do everything that you desired, that's necessary to bring you to the highest level of consciousness, and actually shoot us up to the higher realms, so that we don't have to engage with these lower field beings. And if you have lower field beings that are attaching to you, let them go with love. It's not necessary. You don't have to judge them. You don't have to treat them badly, but keep it moving. All right? I love you. Have a masterful day. Be prepared for the event. It is here. It is coming. If you've not already had it, it's about on its way. So again, I'm doing an interview on Friday. We'll probably talk a little bit about this on Thursday, Aquarius Rising. We'll talk about something else too, because I never made the video on the Moors and their connection to the sovereign Martians. So I love you. Thank you for being so supportive, and I'm excited. And again, keep your eyes on the sky. Mwah. Peace.